These films are essential watches.
Newsflash, no service till you turn that shit off!
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 movies everyone should see at least once.
I'm sorry. Tommy gets a little loaded. He doesn't mean any disrespect.
You don't mean any disrespect, Henry. Are you nuts?
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're going over the films we feel should be seen by everybody at some point in their lifetime, either because they're classics, they had an impact on pop culture, or for how innovative or interesting they are.
This bitch is crazy. This bitch is crazy.
Number 10, Seven Samurai. One of director Akira Kurosawa's greatest and most famous films, Seven Samurai depicts a group of ronin, or samurai without masters, who are hired to protect a village from bandits. The film is epic in length and scale, and features compelling characters and fantastic action. It's also one of the most influential movies of the 20th century, sparking a whole host of films about a small group of fighters battling against incredible odds to save the defenseless. Given its impact on cinema and other media, as well as how engrossing it is, Seven Samurai is definitely worthy of watching, provided you have a spare 3.5 hours. Number 9. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
These poor son of a bitches, they don't even know what we're talking about.
The story of Randall McMurphy, a prisoner transferred to a mental hospital, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest follows his relationships with the patients and the tyrannical Nurse Ratched.
How are you, Nurse Ratched? I'm happy to be back.
We're happy to have you back, Randall.
Thank you.
Ratched and McMurphy's opposing viewpoints, particularly regarding the treatment of McMurphy's fellow patients, leads to a battle of wills between control and freedom that's universally compelling.
But I tried, didn't I? God damn it. At least I did that.
In addition, Cuckoo's Nest features excellent performances and insightful commentary on how we should treat the people that society considers abnormal.
Billy, for Christ's sakes, you must be committed, right? No.
The film's perfect blend of moving friendships, comedy, and dramatic turns has made it among the most acclaimed movies ever made.
Chief! The chief!
Number 8, Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Look well, Arthur, for it is your sacred task to seek this grail. That is your purpose, Arthur.
The absurd and bizarre adventures of King Arthur and the Knights of Camelot on their quest to find the Holy Grail. Monty Python and the Holy Grail is among the funniest films ever made.
Now stand aside, worthy adversary. 'Tis but a scratch.
Nearly every scene is a wonderfully crafted piece of comedic gold, with most of it delivered by the same half a dozen actors. In addition, the grandiose music and settings perfectly offset the incredibly silly dialogue.
Jesus Christ!
Though some would argue it's not Monty Python's best work, there's no denying how accessible and utterly quotable the movie is, with references to it found all over pop culture.
I order you to be quiet!
All right, who does he think he is?
I'm your king.
Well, I didn't vote for you.
You don't vote for kings.
Number 7, Psycho.
You look frightened. Have I been saying something frightening?
I don't know what you've been saying.
I've been talking about your mother.
Though it was hard narrowing down just one of Alfred Hitchcock's movies for this list, Psycho had to be our pick.
Where are you going? I didn't mean to pry.
The story of the Bates Motel's guests encountering the disturbed Norman Bates and his domineering mother has had a tremendous impact on cinema and pop culture. Not only have individual scenes become iconic, the whole film has influenced the creation of the entire slasher genre of horror films and paved the way for plot twists to become a major aspect of movies. Along with its effects, Psycho is just an exceptional film. Number 6, 2001: A Space Odyssey. Depicting the dawn of man, as well as a manned spaceflight to Jupiter that goes horribly wrong. 2001: A Space Odyssey may have a more thematically driven plot than most movies, but that makes the plot it does have all the more memorable. So much of the film is iconic and has influenced popular culture, from its soaring score to its revolutionary effects to its depiction of artificial intelligence turning on humans.
Open the doors.
Dave, this conversation can serve no purpose anymore. Goodbye.
2001 is worthy of its Space Odyssey label, as it takes viewers on an unforgettable journey that everyone needs to experience. Number 5, Schindler's List.
They're not gone. They're here.
They're mine.
Steven Spielberg has made many great and popular movies, but Schindler's List is arguably his most important, if not his best. The film is based on the true story of Oskar Schindler, a German factory owner who saved over 1,000 Jewish people from the Holocaust by employing them.
I think you are drunk.
That's power, Ammon. That is power.
Schindler's List unflinchingly depicts many of the horrors experienced by those persecuted and murdered by the Nazis during their time in power, as well as the admirable perseverance of those who lived through it. The movie shows us humanity at its worst, but also at its best.
I could have got more.
Oscar, there are 1,100 people who are alive because of you. Look at them.
If I'd made more money.
Number 4, The Shawshank Redemption.
You're that smart banker what killed his wife, aren't you? Why should I believe a smart banker like you? So I can end up in here with you?
It's perfectly legal. Go ask the IRS. They'll say the same thing. Actually, I feel stupid telling you this.
There are prison movies, and then there's The Shawshank Redemption.
I must admit I didn't think much of Andy first time I laid eyes on him. Looked like a stiff breeze would blow him over.
The film follows Andy Dufresne, an apparently wrongly convicted man, and his experiences inside, with specific focus given to his work with the corrupt warden and his friendship with longtime prisoner Red.
Ask you something. Why'd you do it?
I'm innocent, Red. Just like everybody else here.
The Shawshank Redemption is a popular and very rewatchable film, with several notable sequences that are frequently referenced in other works. Its portrayal of friendship and its message of maintaining hope in the face of despair are also quite touching, reminding us that life can get better, no matter how bleak it may seem.
I have no idea to this day what those two Italian ladies were singing about. Truth is, I don't want to know. Some things are best left unsaid.
Number 3, Goodfellas.
You got a little out of order yourself.
No, I didn't insult him. I didn't insult him.
him a little bit.
No, I didn't insult nobody. Give us a drink.
Give us a drink, okay?
Martin Scorsese has directed many exceptional films, and while we considered choosing Taxi Driver instead, especially in light of An Entry to Come, we just couldn't justify not picking Goodfellas over any of the rest. It's just too good.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
The story of the rise and fall of real-life gangster Henry Hill, Goodfellas is eminently watchable, with a compelling story, memorable characters, excellent performances, spectacular direction, and quotable lines.
He's dead.
Good shot. What do you want from me? Good shot.
It's an excellent balance of a quality film and a popular film, though our next 2 entries are arguably the best of each of those categories.
It's gonna be a good summer.
Number 2, The Godfather.
It doesn't make any difference to me what a man does for a living, you understand? But your business is a little dangerous.
The Godfather isn't just the godfather of the modern gangster movie. It is a phenomenal movie, period.
Too late. They start shooting in a week.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
The story of Michael Corleone being gradually drawn into his family's criminal business, The Godfather has a multitude of iconic scenes, moments, and lines that have influenced pop culture, and its performances and plot are absolutely stellar.
Anybody know this joint?
Yeah, sure I do. It's perfect for us.
There may be some movies that are technically better, but they are few in number indeed. The Godfather is an absolute must-see movie, though not quite as essential as our final entry.
You talk about vengeance. Is vengeance gonna bring your son back to you? Or my boy to me?
Before we get to our top pick, here are some honorable mentions.
I know Kung Fu.
You don't need to see his identification.
We don't need to see his identification.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
Number 1. The Wizard of Oz. The timeless tale of Dorothy Gale being whisked away from Kansas to the wonderful world of Oz, and her adventures to defeat an evil witch and return home, The Wizard of Oz is among the most enduringly popular movies of all time.
And so, what the Munchkins want to know is, are you a good witch or a bad witch? But I've already told you, I'm not a witch at all.
There are better films, even on our list, but this one is a cultural touchstone whose imagery, characters, songs, and dialogue pervade cinema, culture, and even our vernacular.
Well, what happened to you? They tore my legs off and they threw them over there. Then they took my chest out and they threw it over there. Well, that's you all over.
If you haven't seen The Wizard of Oz yet, click your heels together and get on it right now.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.